How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Fast Hands Gaming. I'm your boy Fast. We are back on Clash of Beasts today. I hope everyone has had a great week and is looking forward to the weekend. I know I am. And then just real life moment real quick. Falling into a pit of fire ants, mind you, this was through my work, is not fun. Yeah. So keep that in mind. The best way to describe what that is like playing War Dragons. Like, at first, the sensation is kind of interesting, and then it's nothing but pain. Like, a lot of pain and disappointment and, contemplating life choices. So that was a very interesting highlight of my week, and I hope that reference helps some of you understand what that's like. Anyway, this video, I'm going to just be talking about some of the questions I get asked a lot. I get asked quite a few different questions multiple times almost every day. So I figured I'd make a video just covering all of those. Now, mind you, some of these are going to be based off of my opinion and some are based off of facts. So keep that in mind. If you don't like what I have to say or you don't trust my opinion, you know what? You're allowed to. So anyway, the biggest thing right off the bat is everyone keeps asking about the season. So let's go here, as you can see, and then you can click on the season. This is where you can look at the different season beasts. Now, the next question is, can you get a mythic free to play? Yes, you can. It's very easy. As long as you are obviously just playing the game, you are on a team that does well, you communicate, work well, and you're winning. That's really all it is. Personal points and events, and on an opening chest, you should easily get one mythic this season without even spending any money. Last season, we had plenty left over of the season tokens, and yeah. The next thing is, just so you all have a heads up, season tokens, as of right now, do not carry over. So I'm going to just put that out there right now. And then I could change that by the end of this season. But last season, they did not carry over. I had almost 20K left over. So use them, because once this event or the season is over, you won't have them. Now, the next thing is to go, and people ask about how the events work. Mainly, how does the leaderboard work compared to your team points in the events? So, obviously, first, team points. More team points you get, obviously through personal, depending on the event, will help you increase your score. So, it's an accumulation of everybody on your team. Now, what that translates to is, if you win more in events, your leaderboard score will increase. So obviously, if you're constantly taking 5th or lower, you're not going to get as high. Obviously, if you take 1st, you're going to get higher points. So that is how the leaderboard works. Now, mind you, that only goes off of the division you're in. And there are 2 divisions, and if you're curious which one you are, this is the other one that people ask, is, as you can see, clan ranking, warrior 2. And then there's a little arrow. You can click on that, go to warrior 1. I cannot look at the teams from warrior 1. I can look at the prizes, but that's about it. It's always my division or my clan. So I hope that helps you all understand where that comes from. So the next thing is going to be, how do you see the upcoming events? So it's the same as you can see on this page, very bottom, incoming events, and you're able to see the events that are coming. We only have 3 events, which are going to be Forge this week, then Builder, and then Raid Wars, and then the very last event of the month, because there's only 3 events, will be yet again Forge. So I hope everyone is ready for that, because, yeah. Anyway, so the next thing is going to be, that I get asked a lot, is the clan research. So I'll go ahead and enter here. Now, currently, my team is maxed. We can't go any further. That is going to be updated in the next update, hopefully next week or the week after. I forgot what the message said. But anyway, when it comes to clan research, you don't have to finish both sides to continue to progress. So what I'm saying is, if you look at the left side, and then you were to keep going all the way down the left side, you don't need to get the right side or the middle to go to tier 2. It just depends on the clan rank. So keep that in mind. You can go back and forth, whatever you want. So that's how the clan research works. The next thing is, what do I do with the workshop points? Well, this is my personal opinion. So if you go to the workshop, what I suggest people buy is the 12-hour speed-ups. They're always going to be what you want. Speed-ups are always good for the event. I always try to plan ahead for events. So that's my personal opinion. You can buy whatever you want. If you feel like you need to buy the island buffs or the healing elixirs or the creature buffs, you know what? More power to you. I have never had to do that. As you can see, I have 5,500 of the beast HP and almost the same amount for the attack. So I have no place to worry about those, along with the healing elixirs. I feel like you get plenty of those from the chests, along with the island boosts. So unfortunately, that's just how the chests work. Now the next one is how the portals work. I did make a video about this. It's very simple. Every person can put a portal up, and then you fill that portal up with whatever creatures it needs. Now, some creatures will be rare, some might be legendary, common, and epic. I would suggest that all you do is you fill in whatever creatures you have, make sure people know. Obviously, if something needs to be max level and you don't have that, you need to make sure someone does. And fill those, obviously the things that are harder to fill those first. I feel like that should be a very simplistic thing to understand, but again, I want to make sure people get it. The other thing is with the moving of the, obviously, the bases. Now, you can move them if you want to. There's no significant, that I have seen, significance to change that. And if you're wondering how you get those, they are also in the workshop. You can get them through the story mode and through the, it won't even, oh, there we go. And then also through the monthly logins. So you see day 29, you get a Sky Pass, and that's what they're called. But you can go into the workshop, go right here, and you can buy them for 1,000 if you really want to. All right, so the next thing is, what do you spend your diamonds on? Again, this is just my personal preference, or I guess, yeah, it's just my personal preference. I feel everyone should unlock all beast slots. That's very simple, especially when it comes to Forge, because you're going to be unlocking a lot of beasts. It just makes things easier. You don't have to, but you should. And then obviously your workshop should be all fully unlocked as well. After that, the sky's the limit. That's really up to what you want to do. When it comes to the gem beasts, the other question is are they worth it? I'm going to say that I don't feel like they're worth it. Unfortunately, this bad boy here is now a pay-to-win dragon. He was not when I first started. And I only took him to level 4 at the time. Unfortunately, he is pay-to-win. So in the breeding guide that I had originally released, he was part of that. However, I decided to take him out due to the fact that not everyone is going to have him. The next would be Wotan. Definitely not worth it. I feel like you're going to go through season or tier 2 really fast. Slug is the only one that you would probably have fun with, and I know I don't have it. The point is I have had plenty of people on my team have it. I've watched them play it, and they've had a lot of fun with it. So I went with their recommendation that it is the only one. The next one after that is Urzhala. I only know one player on my team that has it, and he says it's kind of meh. And then there's obviously Dajin. He said that the amount of XP needed to level it's not worth the cost. Again, these are personal preferences and opinions. If you want to buy them, buy them. Now, the next question I get asked a lot is obviously, how do the affinities work? So when I say affinity, if you didn't know, I'll show you right here. So as you see this little blue dot here, this is one of the affinities. You can go anywhere. The game gives you even tips about it. You want to align your towers to an infinity. What that means is you'll go here, and see if I can just find a regular tower. So here, just regular tower, here are the affinities. Now, if you want to change them, will cost you some resources, but not much. And it just depends on what you want to build. Now, if I were to say what is the best affinities, again, this is another question that gets asked a lot. Mind you, again, my opinion, I would say Gaia, then I would say Slurn, Theros, Vorm, and then Hala. A lot of people ask why Hala, not Hala right off the bat, because of what it does. It just seems to be really weak right now with the current beasts that people are playing. Obviously, everyone's playing the season beasts. No one's taking the time really to learn the other beasts, and I plan to do a video covering them because there's a lot of really good creatures in this game that I feel people are just going to ignore. A lot of skills that are actually really good especially for raid wars. Anyway, these are the affinities, or god towers, as some people say. So hopefully that clarifies what the affinity and the god tower is. Obviously, the god tower does it itself right here. So when it comes to placement, you want 3 of these aligned. There is no big significant difference between 3 and 4. I feel 4 is better. That is my personal opinion. So I hope that helps. And when you want, and the other big question is, do you want a whole island of the same affinity? I don't think so. I don't think that works as well. I think combining 2 affinities is the better option. That's what I've always done, and I feel like it gives you the best results. So again, what 2 affinities you decided to go on, that's off of what you want to do. I do say, again, green-blue, red-blue. You want to pair them with another god tower that's going to work well. Now, the next question is, what's the best towers? Razor towers do the most damage with a super shot. So that's when you're defending. Obviously, not a lot of people defend, but when you do, you can easily one-shot any creature with a high enough razor tower. The next one, and the only other tower that we have that does a lot of damage, is the barrel tower. And then I would say the void cannon. But the void cannon, it comes later on and still is not very significant for the amount of time and effort you have to build it. Sun Tower is always going to be a good tower to go with. So those are the towers. The other question I get asked a lot is, can you look up single players? No, you cannot look up single players. You have to go through find their team, then find that player. The way you find the teams, or you go to Clan Hall, enter, search, and then if you know the team name, you can type it in and find them. Or you can go to the leaderboard, which is going to be right here. The other question is how to find this. Click on this, and then you can go through all the leaderboards of your division. So hopefully that clears that up. The next thing I wanted to cover was to go ahead and talk about do you have to breed every creature? Now, originally I said you did because currently where I am in the game, the last couple tiers have forced me to breed everything. So I want to clear this up. Lower tiers, I can't look at your story mission because that weren't around when I had it. So I would always say breed off of what your story mission is saying, and then if you really want a beast, go for that. Obviously, this is everybody's game. If you like something or you think something's cool, go for it. Enjoy the game. It's not always going to be about progression and most power, at least in my mind, I guess. The next one that gets asked a lot is the specialization. I did cover this in a video, but I will cover it again. Specialization, all that means is that you can go through each of these different trees and pick a specialization. So right now, you see this is off, but my management tree is on. So what it is the management tree will give you, specialization for your beasts. As you see here, I've got beast damage, then I've got extra XP, and then I obviously have not finished this. The cost of the trees is very expensive later on, so keep that in mind. The defensive tree works more off of, your resources. So that's going to be gold and mining or gold and essence. I'm not going to bother showing you because the whole tier is like that. And then the beast tree will give you extra damage to your towers. So, or effects to your towers. So keep that in mind. My recommendation would be if you are this coming into the game, I would always push the beast tree first for research, but for a specialization, your first couple runs of the day when you have ×5, if you had management tree unlocked where you could get that, which is going to be in tier 2, I would turn this on. And then if you log out for a while, I would go back to the beast tree and turn this on. That way you have extra damage when you're not around. I don't ever use the resources. Everyone knows in this game that resources are very easy to get. I mean, people are trying to get rid of them and constantly asking to get hit. So that just tells you that. So that pretty much covers the majority of the really simple, but not, if you didn't know where to look questions, you wouldn't understand it. Oh, I'm sorry. There is one more thing, is where do I find the boost to my beasts? Well, if you look right here, we'll go to Anna. So first off, Spirit Link, as you can tell, link it has to be linked in that Spirit Tower. Obviously, the transfer XP button, you can transfer XP from other beasts that cost you, and then you can see which tier it can go up to. So make sure that you recognize all that. Then where the boosts come in is going to be right here. And then you can see here all the different boosts that the creature is getting. Obviously, I've got a lot of research and my clan research done, plus the extra boost that they get from the season. Don't forget that at the end of the season, they will lose that, so keep that in mind. So that covers that. If you're curious what type of, and then just some freebies, if you're curious what type of creature it is, up here, it'll say tank class, rogue class, berserker class, or mage class. That's all you have to do. If you're looking for the story on the creature, that's going to be this exclamation point. So hopefully that helps all of that. Oh, and then, I'm sorry. I went off my list and I'm remembering some other things that I know have been asked, is the XP. These little blue XPs. Potions, you can only get those from chests. Or, I'm sorry, not chests, but packs, or if they're gifted, meaning from the game. I haven't yet to see any way else to get them. These are still relatively new, because myself and a lot of other players were constantly complaining about the lack of XP potions. So anyway, I really hope that helps a lot of at least you new players. Some of the players that have been in for a couple weeks now, I do plan to do some more in-depth, especially when it comes to the base building. I have some ideas I plan to test out, and I'm just going to show you guys as well, because obviously the season beasts are kind of running rampant right now, and they are kind of broken. But anyway, I hope you all have a great night. I hope this helped a lot of people. Catch you next time.